Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of More Ways to Local Med. In this episode, we are going to talk about how to get your schedule ready for the holidays. So I brought Chris here again with us this week. Hi, Chris.
Howdy.
And we are going to figure out what do we need to do to get ready for the holidays. And now, Chris, down in Baton Rouge and in Louisiana in general, I'm sure you guys probably have some fun holiday traditions you guys have coming up. I know you probably have some different food than we have here up in Chicago, where we got probably our fatty foods, greasy foods here. Do you have any Cajun holiday specialties you guys do?
Not much from a Cajun side, to be honest. We might fry a turkey, but me and my family, Italians over here, we love. My mom makes the most outstanding lasagna, so that's like our Christmas thing. Is we have a bunch of lasagna, so it's not very much Cajun, but I'll gain a few pounds.
I think everyone gains a few pounds at least during the holidays, and especially during the holidays, winter, and COVID. I feel like this year it's gonna be a bad combination of we're all going to gain a lot of pounds and we're all going to need to have that New Year's resolution to do
Yep.
something about it. Okay, so when it comes to getting your schedule ready for the holidays, what are some things that our clients are needing to take in consideration to make sure that patients are booking when they need to and making sure that their schedule is full?
Absolutely. So besides adding a gym membership, the best ways to go about making sure that your schedule is set up how you want is basically any days and times that you know that you're either going to be out of the office or out of the office on a certain amount of time. We want to be able to shut those hours and days off. That way patients don't have the ability to even schedule on those days and are able to come in or think that they're coming in for an appointment whenever you're actually closed. So with that being said, there's a couple different ways to do that within each system. And the great way to be able to do that is just closing off the days, adding blocks, things like that within your system. And since LocalMed is reading your schedule in real time, we're going to be reading everything on days and times that you do not want to be scheduling, especially during the holidays and of course going into the new year. Maybe your schedules are changing, things like that. So we'll go over a few tips and tricks that can go into making that easy for you guys.
Perfect. Yeah. And so we have the next couple of weeks here. We got Christmas coming up. We got New Year's. And even after that, some offices close for President's Day. So these next couple of months, we got a lot of days where people are wanting to maybe block up that schedule, or maybe it's just your birthday and maybe you close the office for your birthday. Whatever reasons it may be, we want to make sure that's set up for you all correctly. And so there's different ways on how it can be set up based on practice management systems. Is that correct, Chris?
Correct. It's all essentially the same, whether you use Open Dental, EagleSoft, Dentrix. There's a lot of different ways to do it, but the two main are just to go into the individual schedule for the provider or providers that we currently have set up for online scheduling and just block off those days. If you don't necessarily know how to do that, another easy way is to just simply right-click on any of the operatories and just add a block or an event on those days for the entire operatory. Or even if it's a half day, you only want to be in there from, say, 8 to noon, you can add a block or event from 1 to 5 or whenever it might be. And like I said earlier, since we are reading your schedule in real time, all those blocks that you add in there, we will see as unavailable time. So it makes it a very good way right now, especially even when you are open and you might want to limit capacity. So if we're currently scheduling into a number of operatories, but you only wanted to limit it for online into just one operatory right now, maybe you have a limited staff, you can use those blocks very effectively to quick and easy make sure that those operatories are basically closed off for online scheduling.
Fantastic. Yeah. And so if the office is closed, what are some ways on how patients can still book with the practice or get in touch with the practice's schedule? I mean, obviously we have online scheduling. That's the whole purpose of online scheduling. But is there any other creative ways on how they can be getting the most out of LocalMed for when their office is closed for the holidays?
Sure. One of the easiest ways, since patients, if your office is closed, and since patients will be calling your office anyway, to add a small little message in your either hold or after hours voicemail that just basically says the offices will be open, closed now, will be open at a certain time, but you can conveniently schedule by going to our website. Just lead them to the online scheduling. So whether it's they're on hold at the time when your office actually is open, they can just hang up and go conveniently schedule online, or if it's on the weekend, or if it's they're closed due to holidays, you'll be able to have your patients go directly there and schedule. If you're also sending out any text messages or emails to wish people happy holidays or happy new year, things like that, that you're already sending out, we can help provide links to all of those messages that you're sending out to where patients can conveniently schedule from those messages there as well. So those are a couple of quick, easy ways that patients will be able to schedule while you're closed, and it also takes away from your staff while you're actually open as well.
Yeah, that's great, because the thing is too is that not only are you accomplishing that, but you're also now letting patients know that you have online scheduling, and they might have known that you had online scheduling prior. And so it's just a great way of getting that word out, because it's amazing where how everyone's looking for convenience nowadays. And I even know one of my friends said she ended up picking one of her doctors, not realizing it was a LocalMed client actually. But she said she picked that doctor in particular because they had online scheduling. And she's like, my life is just so busy. My friend was one to refer me over. She's like, but it's great because you can just book online, and so you don't have to call the office and everything. And so she purposely went with her friend's referral because of that convenience. And so when the practice is closed, making sure you're putting on your voicemail mail, make sure it's on your website and visible. Maybe even put a little message just for, this next month, talking about, hey, make sure you're booking online. Our office hours have been changing due to the holidays. That's going to be the easiest way for you to get in contact with us if you're looking to book an appointment. And if you're already doing that communication, like you said, Chris, with maybe some emails or text messages that are going out, it's just adding a link in there. It's super easy, and it's already communication that you're doing. So, make it easy for the patient, but also make it easy for your staff. It's less phone calls for them to have to handle. I know there's a lot of conversations that are probably being had with patients with the practice, with COVID and different things that are happening. So I'm sure the phones are booked. They're booked trying to get patients to come back in the door and get the hygiene schedule filled. So make it easy to where you're alleviating that weight from your team, so they can focus on those other things, but also making it convenient for the patients. And so with that, we also have Patient Finder, that if you are utilizing that with our online scheduling, that can help fill that schedule too, in the gaps of what we have right now, kind of going into the winter months with the flu going around, COVID, holidays, everything like that. So Chris, can you just talk a little bit about what Patient Finder is, if people aren't aware of it, or if they do have, of how they should be taking advantage of that?
Sure. So the patient finder within the DI portal is a very good way to find patients that already need the treatment, or have already confirmed or committed to a certain amount of treatment, whether they've already put a deposit down, or if they haven't been in for their 6 months. A lot of people, of course, as you guys know, have missed out on their 6 month, treatment, or possibly they put it off due to unfortunately, maybe someone got laid off. They didn't have the money at the time to go for a large procedure. But we have that ability within the patient finder to be able to utilize that data and schedule, or at least have them know that they can schedule very conveniently, and you can target those different patients. You can also use the patient finder if you have any after hours call center, or if you have your staff have your phones rerouted to your staff when the office itself is actually closed. They can actually use the patient finder while they're on the phone with that patient, and using the online scheduling tool, just schedule them right while they're on the phone with them, even if they don't have access to your Dentrix, Open Dental, EagleSoft, etc. They can do that in their pajamas while they're at home talking to the patient. Maybe not tell them that, but they can do that conveniently. So that's another easy way that the LocalMed, you can basically schedule any patient from anywhere, and have them, being able to come into your door. So that way, whenever you open up back from the holidays, all those chairs will be full, basically from that online scheduling tool that we help provide for you guys.
Yeah, no, that's fantastic. And Once again, it's all about that convenience, and I'm sure we can all relate at some point about being able to be productive while in our pajamas at home at this point. And so, any way that you can do that, I'm sure even those patients, they're probably in their pajamas at home making those appointments as well. So,
I won't stand up right now.
so Chris, is there anything else that you want to mention or that we're maybe missing of ways that people can take advantage of LocalMed during the holidays, or ways to get it set up so it's being used to its max?
Yeah, so just to kind of recap on those ones, like we said, to put it into those messages that you're already sending out, using that voicemail. These sound like small things that may not, be like mind blowing, but you'd be surprised how many people will actually just conveniently schedule from that. Maybe they just forgot that they need to come in for a while. So, using that patient finder, kind of giving them that nudge, and the combination of giving them that nudge, but also giving them the scheduling tool right then and there. So they don't have to go anywhere else. They don't have to think about it. All they have to do is just hit the schedule button, and they can be on your schedule. So that part makes it very easy and convenient, not only for you but also for the patient, which makes it better basically for everybody. And then from there, also going into the new year, to kind of piggyback off on those links that you're already sending out. If you have anything creative or any kind of specials for the new year, we can also give you links specific to those. So that might be something that if you have any kind of promotions that you want, we can work with you to get those out as well to help get those patients that you need for things like Invisalign or implants or whatever promotions that you might be having in the future. We can definitely help give you links for those. So just one little small way after another is going to help you get those patients in the door for you guys.
Yeah, that's a great point, because I'm sure a lot of practices are looking to kind of create a game plan going into 2021 when it comes to their marketing. Maybe they're trying to do, a push for, like you said, for implants or Invisalign, new year, new smile. And so if you are doing any type of marketing that you're wanting to track and know what's happening with that marketing, having that widget that has that tracking is great, because in that way you know what's working, what's not working, and where to spend your money in your practice. And not only that, but it also increases the conversion. If these patients are coming to maybe your Google ad and it's 8 o'clock at night, that's great. You just paid for that click, but are they able to schedule an appointment? They're going to call your office and they're not going to get a hold of you. And you want to capture them in that moment, because otherwise, if they don't act right then, they'll forget about it. I know I'm guilty of it. There's so many times like, oh, I'll just call tomorrow then when they open. And guess what? I still haven't called because I either forget, don't have time, I'm working all day. So by including this into your marketing and making it available for them to be able to book right at that time, your marketing money is going to go so much further. And then on top of it, you're able to track it. So you know what is happening with that marketing and you can really make the most out of it. So I'm really glad you brought that up, Chris, because that is a really important point. And that is what we do here. We close the loop on the marketing efforts, at practices, and we make it convenient for patients. So it's definitely a good combination. And that's really what's helped a lot of practices. So thank you for that. So what we'll do in this video is we'll put in the comments, we got some instructions for EagleSoft, Open Dental, and Dentrix, of how you can go ahead and make sure your schedule's being blocked out so it's ready for the holidays. We'll include some information about patient finders, so you can check out some more information there if you're wanting to learn more about that. And then is there anything else I'm missing, Chris?
Just one thing. We mentioned EagleSoft, Open Dental, and Dentrix. LocalMed does integrate with more PMSs than that. Those are just the big three. So if you are using any other ones that we don't mention here, feel free to add that in the comment, and we'll be able to specify and get some like specific instructions based upon that PMS. So it's not limited to those three. So just let us know, and we'd be happy to help with whatever you need.
Perfect. And then if anyone's needing to get a hold of our support team for whatever reason it may be, what is the best way for them to get a hold?
Sure. So whenever you log into your LocalMed or Dental Intelligence portal, either one, in the bottom right, there's a little blue bubble. That's just basically our chat feature. It's the easiest and most efficient way to get a hold of our support team if you have any questions, things like that. So just click on that, and you'll be able to get a hold of anybody from our support staff. Very quick and easy. So just let us know what you need.
Perfect. Well, thanks for taking the time with us today, Chris. Really appreciate you being on. And we will see you all next week on episode 3 of More Ways to Local Med.